If you clicked on this video, judging from the title and thumbnail, I'm going to assume a few things about you. I'm going to assume that you're not happy with where you currently are in life. Maybe you work a job that you don't like, or maybe you're in school and you don't want to be there. Or maybe you're like I was and you're dead broke, you're poor, and you definitely do not want to be in that situation. So over this video, if you stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to completely change all of that within 6 months' time. And I know that might sound absolutely ridiculous, but a wise man once told me you can absolutely change the trajectory of your entire life with 6 months of focus, dedication, and effort. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to do that, how you can too, to completely change the trajectory of your life and get out of the situation that you're currently in. So before I give you guys a big long spiel of how this works and how it's cool and it'll change your life and it's so easy, I want to take you back. I want to actually throw pictures up on the screen and take you back to my life only a few years ago. So we'll throw up pictures of when I was taking 8 sales calls a day, when I was literally dead broke, when I was in college, trying to figure out business and learn about entrepreneurship and all these different things, or maybe even when I had a $500 car and literally nothing to my name. So the point of what I'm about to show you guys is that this changed my life, and this will change anyone's life regardless of their situation or their circumstance. So what I'm going to tell you is something called, that some people call monk mode, I call it demon mode, some people call it just discipline and different things, right? There's a lot of different terminologies, but essentially you're going to take the next 6 months of your life and dedicate it to one goal and one mission. There's no plan B, there's only plan A. Your chances of achieving this are going to be determined by your ability to cut out distractions, to work, to focus, and to completely commit yourself to something for 6 months. And I'm sure if you're not happy where you are in life, you've never dedicated 6 months of completely uninterrupted focus on one thing. My challenge for you is over the next 6 months, we're going to completely eliminate any sort of distraction, anything that takes away from your focus, and anything that does not get you further to your goal. And I'm telling you, by the end of the 6 months, if you follow this step by step by step and you don't cheat, I guarantee that your life will be transformed, and I guarantee you'll be in a much better position than you were before. So let's go ahead and cover the basics. So the number one thing you need to do is not actually focus on the things that will move you forward, but focus on removing the things that will hold you back. And this is probably the biggest problem that most people in our generation and honestly in anything have of getting towards their goals is they have so many things pulling them back, whether that be family, distractions, bad habits and vices, or anything else that detracts from their goal. So these can be things like alcohol, drugs, pornography. If you have like a really bad problem with girls, you can't control yourself. That's a real issue. Anything that you can objectively look at in your life with a little bit of self-awareness and be like, okay, that's probably not good for me. If I'm vaping all day, that's probably not good for me, right? Or if I can't go a week of focused effort without going and hanging out with trashy women, that's probably not good for me, okay? So step one isn't even adding anything, it's actually removing things. And this is the most important part, and this will do the biggest heavy lifting for you in getting you to your goals, because it's hard to achieve something great and it's hard to dedicate yourself towards something if you have all these other distractions and you have all these things pulling you back, okay? So when, for example, we throw these pictures up, when I was like in the trenches, quote unquote, there was no bullshit going on. I was not drinking, I was not watching porn, I was not hanging out with girls, I was not doing anything that was detracting from my focus and any ounce of energy that I could put towards my goal. And it might sound a little bit overkill, or you might listen to this and be like, Luke, you sound ridiculous. But I'm telling you guys, when you want to achieve really great things, or if you're in a really bad situation and you want the complete opposite of that, it takes a lot of focus, a lot of energy, and a lot of discipline in order to get there. And you need every advantage that you can get when you're fighting a tough battle. So step 2 is actually identifying where your North Star is. So like, what is that goal at the end of these 6 months? Is it to make $100,000? Is it to get started with a new skill? Is it, for example, if you're interested in sales, is it to get into sales and start making your first $10,000 a month with that? Whatever that North Star is, I want you to write it down and I want you to tape it to your wall in front of your desk or wherever you work all day. And if you don't have a workstation, go get one. Like, it can be a chair and a desk, it doesn't matter where. But I want you to tape it to the wall so that every single day when you sit down to work or to learn, you see that and you're reminded of what you're working towards over these next 6 months. The next thing I want you to do is completely erase all distractions and bullshit in your life. If you're playing video games, stop. If you have an Xbox and PlayStation addiction, sell it, get rid of it, get it out of your house. You literally should have no distractions, no bullshit. If you really want to go hardcore, take everything out of your house to where you're literally sitting in a living room like this and you have a desk, a laptop, and you work, okay? No video games, no being on your phone all day, okay? Monitor your screen time, make sure you're not just wasting hours on TikTok, and quite frankly, delete TikTok and all these other apps. If you're not already, you need to add fitness into your routine. So this should be a part of your daily routine because it has health benefits, mental benefits, and discipline benefits. It is going to move you further towards accomplishing your goal. So I love MMA. It's something that I started doing down here in Miami about a year ago, and it was so good for discipline. When I'm in my like little monk mode or demon mode or whatever, I feel so good, especially when it's literally just wake up, work, fight, sleep. Like that's all I did. So you don't have to go like beat people up or get beat up. You can literally just go train really hard. It's really good cardio, but also incorporate weightlifting into that. So if you're not already doing this, add this to your routine, a minimum of an hour a day. We don't have to do 75 hard and go like run outside and lift because again, you need time to focus towards, ideally, I'm assuming you want to make money towards those things, but you do need to work out. And that is a non-negotiable that needs to happen at least 6 times a week. The next thing that we want to get dialed in and that will probably have the largest increase of benefit for you is get your sleep in order. If you are the kind of person who's like going to bed at like 2 a.m. and is like, oh, I'm a night person, fuck that. Unless you're a CEO or a creative or you own a company, you cannot be going to bed at 2 a.m. because you're going to be waking up at 10, 11, 12, and that's not good for you. So for you, if you're just starting, you need all the daylight hours that you can get for business because that's when people are awake. That's when you do commerce with people. That's when business takes place. So I need you to get your sleep in place. And you can do that by doing a couple of things. One, stop watching TV and stop being on your phone right before bed. That's killing your sleep. The blue light is keeping you awake. It's killing your melatonin production, which makes it harder for you to fall asleep. Number 2 is you need to make sure that you are getting sunlight in your eyes when you wake up. So a big one, especially if we're inside all day, is if you're inside all day and when you wake up, you're just looking at more blue light. Your body doesn't really have anything to set its circadian rhythm. So getting sunlight in your eyes is something that's going to help you a ton. And also watching the sun go down will help you a ton as well. Also, to help you sleep better, I really recommend sleeping cold. So I keep my place at night at 60 degrees and that helps me sleep a lot. And I have a fan. I can't sleep when I'm hot, and I'm sure a lot of you are the same way. So make sure your room is dark, make sure it's quiet, make sure it's cold, and make sure you're going to bed on time and you have the same routine every single day. The next thing we need to get in order is your diet. Diet is probably the most important part of your bodily function and your mind. And if you don't believe me, if you change your diet up and you're eating really bad right now, you're going to have such clarity that you've never had before. You're going to be like, wow, I cannot believe that I used to feel like that or I used to eat like that. So you should be cutting out all processed foods, all seed oils, and all bad sugar. Okay. None of that is good. There's no excuse, no cheat days. You don't need any of it. You should be eating things like eggs, steak, red meat, fish, high quality carbohydrates if you're training a lot, like rice and sweet potatoes. Eat as much fruit as you want. Fruit can be your dessert. Drink a lot of water. Don't drink any soda and things like that. Diet is super important, and those seed oils and the processed stuff will really fuck you up. And again, if you don't believe me, just try it and then you'll thank me later. Okay, so we have the basics out of the way. We've taken the bad things out of your life. We have a North Star that we're going to work towards for the next 6 months. And now we're adding good things like lifting, making sure we work out every day, good diet, and good sleep. Now we can actually focus on the important things of what are going to move the levers and the pillars to get me where I want to go. And the best way that I found to do this is actually by working your way backwards. So we're going to throw this up on the screen. Let's say your goal is to get into sales and make your first $10,000 a month. And obviously once that happens, that's going to keep happening. So that's your goal. Over the next 6 months, you want to go from wherever you're at right now to having a sales position, you have an offer, you have the skill, you're making $120,000 a year. That's the goal. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to break down backwards the steps that you need to hit and the levels that you need to hit in order for that goal to happen. So if I want to make $10,000 a month, that means I need to make $333 a day. Now, it doesn't have to happen every day, especially in sales, but the average needs to be that. So now work my way backwards again. Okay, if I need to make $333 a day, I probably need to sell something high ticket. What can I sell? What do I want to sell? Then identify that. What do you want to sell? What niche do you want to work within? And what numbers do you have to hit for that to make sense, right? If I'm selling a $500 product and I'm getting 10% commission, that's $50. There's no shot I'm making $333 a day. If I'm selling a $10,000 offer and I'm getting 10%, okay, that's $1,000 per deal. I could easily do a couple of those a week and I'm hitting my goal, okay? So always work your way backwards. I want to make $120,000 a year. I want to get out of my gig. I want to save up money. I want to get out of my current job, whatever. I want to get into sales. Okay, I need to make X per day. Okay, I need to do this to do this, and then I need to do this to do this. This formula I've used for everything from businesses to my life to my fitness and my MMA, whatever it is, to achieve my goals. And this is what I'm going to have you guys do over the next 6 months. This is your action item every day, especially if your goal is to make money or to get into sales or something along those lines. You have to have the basics first and the fundamentals first, and then you need to take massive action every single day towards your goals. So this is kind of hard for me to tell you what to do because because everyone's goals vary, right? I can tell you how to get into sales. I can tell you how to make money and whatever. But if your goal is something else, I can't really tell you what to do. So that's where you have to decide, okay, there's my North Star. This is where I'm going to get. This is plan A. There is no plan B. What do I need to do in order to get there? When I did this, and I pretty much started this like right when I got to college, and honestly, my demon mode lasted for 2-3 years. It wasn't fun sometimes. Like it gets miserable. It gets kind of depressing, whatever. But guys, it absolutely transformed my life. There's no other way that I think I could have gone from literally zero, not like fake come up story, like literally zero, to this year we'll probably do $2 million or right under $2 million between all of my companies. Sales agency, obviously Closer Cartel, and a few things I have going on outside of that, real estate and cars and some things. Probably $2 million, and I'm 22 years old. So for that to happen, you have to take massive action. You have to focus. You have to have discipline. You have to have dedication. And it sounds cliche, but if you really break down this video and you take notes and you absorb it and you understand what I'm telling you, okay, get your basics in order, get your fundamentals in order, get your health, your fitness, your mind, get them in order, get them correct, and then take massive action towards whatever you want to do. There's no way that at the end of 6 months, your life is not changed and you are not a better person for it. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm actually going to make a couple more videos about this. I really like this topic. This one's a bit more high level, and then we'll get into the weeds on the next ones. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please give me a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys on the next video, especially inside the Gold Rush. So thank you. I'll see you later. Peace.